Today we're going to do chicken Kiev with some wild garlic and then just a little coleslaw on the side just to go with it. For the garlic butter, we're going to be using some wild garlic, some ramson. If you can't get hold of this, don't worry, just use some normal garlic and whiz that together. Maybe with a bit of parsley and some butter. I definitely recommend seeking professional advice. If you're going to go foraging yourself, you can easily pick the wrong thing. That is what you're looking for with the wild garlic. It's banging season right at the beginning now. It gets a bit bigger than this, but it can be a little bit woody and a little bit too punchy towards the ends. But this is the perfect time for it now. So let's go chop it up. That's fine. At the restaurant, we got a couple of Thermomixes, which is a little bit quicker than my home blender, but I'm sure this will be absolutely fine. And then we're just going to put in some melted butter with it. And let loose. Nice. That's what you're looking for. Right. Let's store it in a bit of paper, just so it's got something I can pipe into the chicken. I mean, what's special about this one is the fact that we're using wild garlic, which has just come into season now. Grows pretty close to me. Not exactly in Penwith. You have to drive a little bit out. But it gives a much punchier flavour. A little bit of a herbaceous note as well. It's nice and green. Yeah, it'd be completely different. A homemade piping bag. We'll make quite a few recipes of this in the restaurant, to be honest, and we use a couple of guys. Local boy Josh Quick, incredible forager, and we get him to take out the chefs and just show a bit of due diligence there with what to pick and what, more importantly, not to pick. And Stuart Woodman, really incredible forager as well, makes a lot of his own beer and stuff. Here we go. Actually, the wild garlic butter ready to pipe into the chicken later. Let's get some vegetables cut up. We're just going to do this like a nice rough cut. You can use a mandolin if you like. But I like a bit of texture to it to first. So we've got a little bit of white cabbage. Yeah, so Trevelyan Farm Organics is just not too far. It's in between here and Helston. We use a lot of their stuff for the restaurant. It's totally organic. It's absolutely fantastic. They've got a little farm shop you can whiz into, get a few bits. It's actually cheaper than the supermarket, and it's just, well, you know what it's like with eating organic veg. I'm not going to harp on about that now. A little bit of spring onion. That'll be enough. A little bit of carrot. The salt's going to make it break it down a little bit anyway. I think it's quite nice having a bit of chunky vegetable in there. And then last up, a little bit of red cabbage. And then we're going to give that a good amount of salt and just let that break down a little bit on its own. So our vegetables are cut. Just going to whiz up a little mayonnaise to go with it. So a couple of egg yolks. A splash of vinegar. A tiny bit of mustard powder. Bring that together. And then slowly start adding a bit of oil. We don't want it as thick as like proper mayonnaise. We want it a little bit loose, to be honest. When you get to this stage, you can be a little bit more ferocious with the oil adding. This is the beginning. You need to be really slowly with the stream. Nice. So you got a little bit of an emulsification there. The vegetables are salting down, so I'm going to give them a little bit more time just to break down, and then we'll add all that together. We've got a nice little coleslaw. Let's get a little bit of a damp cloth just to go under the board. Just using quite sharp knives on this bit, so I want to make sure that it doesn't move around. Yeah, that's a bit more secure now. We've got some nice chicken from Foots, my man James. Pasture fed, best chicken in the country, in my opinion. It's absolutely delicious. So we just want to use one of these breasts for this one. So I'm just going to take off the other bits for another day. Save that with some chicken stock, some other bits. So for the Kiev, we don't want the skin on this one, so I'll take that off. The fact this chicken has such high levels of fat is only a good thing. It means it's having a real good diet. I'd definitely go check out Foots for their chicken. It's unbelievable quality. It's really, really good. So we'll do this a couple of different ways. So if you turn it over, you'll see you've got the fillet there, which you can take off. That's a lovely little piece there. What I'm going to do, I'm going to open that fillet out. I'm going to go back in with the knife this way and just create a little pocket here, like that. And then I'm going to hide the garlic butter in here, close it up, and that's going to be that one. And this guy, we're going to go straight through the back of it with a knife, all the way to about here. And then what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to pipe the garlic butter in here through the pocket we just made at the top. And then we're going to fill it and breadcrumb it. Okay, so here we go. First one. So we made our little pocket here. Now we're going to go in with our wild garlic butter. Straight into that little pocket there. Fill it up. And then we're just going to close that up. Like so. And that's a very, very simple way of doing that one. This guy, with our little hole we've made, it's a little bit trickier. We're just going to pipe that straight into the middle gap. This way will leave you with a lot more garlic in there. Let's breadcrumb these now. So we need a little bit of plain flour. And we got some panko breadcrumbs. We've got the egg whites reserved from making the mayonnaise. In the restaurant, we only use egg whites for breadcrumbing because it gives a much cleaner white colouring, but I'm not sure that's going to be just enough. So I'm just going to add another egg to it. Just mix that together with a tiny bit of water. There we go. There's a pretty strict way of doing this. So it's flour first, then it's the egg, and then it's the breadcrumb. So 1, 2, 3. It's absolutely essential we get that bit right. And because this is the biggest chicken on earth, I'm not sure these bowls are big enough, but let's just see how we get on. So let's give it a nice dusting of flour. A little tip here is to try and from now on, keep one hand for dry and one hand for wet. Otherwise you get mushroom fingers. So into the egg wash, swapping hands. Make sure that's completely covered. And then into your breadcrumbs, swapping hands again, giving that a good rub through. And then one. Do the other one again, same thing. And there we go. Breadcrumbed chicken. In with some nice olive oil. Don't be shy with it. You need quite a lot of fat in the pan for this one, because those breadcrumbs are going to absorb an awful lot. I see it's getting a nice colour now. But the chicken's obviously going to be nowhere near cooked. So you need to be aware of that. So we don't want that fat too high, because that butter will just burn. We want it to be golden brown. And just make sure all those breadcrumbs have got a good layer of butter on before it goes in the oven. Right, let's check out our vegetables. Yeah, they're much nicer now. If I look at the bottom, you should be able to see a little bit of moisture that's come out of them. There we go. So it is doing its job. Right, so the mayonnaise that we made earlier, I'm literally just now going to pour that on top. You could finish that with some like chopped sage or chopped parsley or something. It'd be really nice. We're going to keep it a little bit simple. It's half term and the kids are here, so they're not a big fan of that. So this is the whole reason we're making this one today. Cool. All right, let's leave that rest for a second now. Remember we said half as long as we cook it, so just give that a few minutes now just to sit there and just relax. This one's good for the family and just for, you know, a bit of a fancy dinner at home, really. I mean, Chicken Kiev memories for me, back when I was young, no disrespect, Mum, is that store-bought rubbish out the freezer. I mean, there's nothing really better than horrendous garlic bread. I love that kind of garlicky flavour. This is a bit more of an adult kind of version. This could definitely sit on a restaurant menu. We've done this before with this actual chicken, even like a fish version. We all have memories of Kiev, and to be able to know how to do that yourself, I think that's pretty cool. Boys, come and get your lunch. Some cutlery here, guys. Cool. There we go.